Hello and welcome again to the Pay Tax Once Nation. I had a meeting yesterday with a new prospective couple, business owners. They've been in business for 17 years, done really well for themselves. And out of that conversation, it struck me and reminded me that how important it is to work with individuals, families, business owners that share in the same beliefs as yourself. Think about that. Thinking of, all things financial, all things relevant to today's economic environment, doing business with people that believe in what you believe in sets everything apart. It erases the blurred lines and puts us in the forefront and separates us from the pack. And that inspired me to record this for you today. I did things a little different with this individual because and his spouse, his wife, just simply because I knew a little bit about them. So there are two questions that we opened up the meeting with after the handshake and the how you doing. But the first question I asked this couple was, forget about what you think about the financial planning world, investing for retirement. Based on the last 3 years, just based on the last 3, maybe 4 years, do you think the federal government is going to need more money or less? And their response was way more, a lot more. And my next question for them was, do you think it would be smarter to take a tax deduction now on a small amount of money and build it into a large amount of money for the government to come and take later? Or would it be better to pay your taxes now? Obviously, we're in a very low tax environment historically. So pay your taxes now and transfer a large amount of tax-free money to the future that the Internal Revenue Service could never get their hands on. This is all according to the U.S. tax code. It's buried. It's in that 76,000-page book of the tax code. And I asked them, what do you think is going to be better for you guys? And they paused for a minute and thought about it. And they said, it makes a lot of sense to just pay my taxes now, put it in another pile where it's tax exempt when I go to use it, when I go to spend it. That statement alone told me that, these people believe in what I believe in. And I'm going to speak to that here in just a second. We've all heard from various authors, various speakers, that belief is a very powerful thing. So let's talk about that. What do I believe in? What do my clients believe in? Well, for me, I believe in putting my clients, not institutions, in control of their money. I also believed in being taxed once on my money as I earn it. I also believe in minimizing risk and the unnecessary giveaways of my wealth. In other words, those transfers that unknowingly and unnecessarily leave our world into somebody else's pocket. I also believe in increasing the access to capital for my clients. Now, you've probably heard the phrase liquidity, access, and control. Having liquidity, access, and control of our money puts us in a way better situation than not having any or even one of those things. So in my practice, the way we put people in control of their money is simply by challenging the conventional mainstream created thinking to today's wealth accumulation and distribution models. And what I mean by that is, we're in our accumulation phase. We're saving our acorns down, for us to use in retirement down the road. And then the distribution process. The distribution process is, what does that money look like coming back to me in retirement? How much of it is really mine? And do I actually own that money, or am I simply a beneficiary? So what I'm getting to is, I teach business owners, families, how wealth works, not math. And there's a huge difference. What most people find out is what they are really doing with their money is the exact opposite of what they believe or what they want. You know, it goes back to author Stephen Covey once said back in the 90s, when you're out to build something or do something or perform a task, begin with the end in mind. And when you begin with the end in mind, the whole process changes. So here it's about that distribution phase, beginning with the end in mind. What do I want my money to look like coming back to me, and how much of it is really mine? So again, we teach people how wealth works, not math. What most people find out is what they're really doing with their money is the exact opposite of what they believe or what they want. On average, we discover between $20,000 and $50,000 of money per household slipping through my clients' hands each and every year, simply because they haven't been taught by their previous advisors how to understand the workings of fees, taxes, and interest, and compounding works with traditional wealth accumulation and distribution models. There's a big difference, huge difference between growth models and compound models. Growth models can go up or down. Compounding only goes up. And the longer you're in that compound curve, the crazier it gets. And it's way, way, way better than a growth mode, a growth line, a growth model. Compounding never goes backwards unless you remove the money. But still, we teach our clients on how to access that money without removing that money, leaving it on that compound curve, mastering the use of other people's money for their benefit. So I close with this. I just wanted to share that instance with you. I wanted to share that experience with you. It's an experience that does happen often, but for some reason, yesterday's meeting, it just resonated and gave me this huge reminder of why I do what I do. Not what I do, but why I do what I do. Why is it that I help my clients do these things to help them position, move, grow their wealth off the table of the IRS for income tax purposes, utilizing the tax code. It's the same tax code. It's the same tax code where you find 401k, 403b, ABC, BFD. It's all in there. It's just that you got to dig deeper to find these wonderful things. Matter of fact, this section of the tax code is heavily used by banks and Wall Street. It's crazy. And it's funny how when we go to Wall Street or we go to our bank, why aren't they suggesting this strategy to us? I'll answer that in another segment here. I think I know why. Matter of fact, I believe I know why. I just can't prove it, so I'm not going to speak to that. But if you're new to the Pay Tax Once Nation and you'd like to learn more about the strategy, like to learn more about what we do, but more importantly, why we do what we do, click on that link below. I've got a 20-minute video there waiting for you. If you stick all the way to the end, I've got 2 free gifts I'll give you. They're free gifts. For me, everything on my side is free. I'm never going to charge you a dime. If you are a current member or a participant in the Pay Tax One Nation, and you just have a couple of questions, you want to chat about your situation, you haven't taken that step yet, yeah, click the link below. Watch that video again. At the end, grab your 2 free gifts and schedule a time for us to chat. Appreciate you guys. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope this was valuable for you, and I hope I stirred you a little bit. And I hope that I inspired you. So we'll see you next time. Take care.